Hi, welcome. Um, I just thought I would do a reading in honor of the Leo full moon this weekend and see what we need to know moving forward in February. So I just said my little prayer for the highest good and that this reading be in levity and learning and for the highest good of all that tune into it, and may we be guided for what messages we need to know moving forward in February. And I pulled the World Tree from my Wildwood Tarot book deck. So just to warm up, I'm going to read that, and then I'll go ahead and do a full freestyle reading. And I think I'm going to go back to my Ethereal Visions deck. I haven't used that for a while. I've been digging my Aquarian deck. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So the World Tree marks the end of the wanderer's journey. All four seasons are represented in the branches of the tree, and at its base is a labyrinth of the kind found in many parts of the world dating back to prehistoric times. It's a really cool card. As the symbol of consciousness bridge between the living macrocosm and the inner universe of the human psyche, the World Tree marks the end of one journey for the wanderer and the beginning of another. The wanderer began at the journey around the wheel with an innocent and childlike curiosity, but the subtle growing process experienced on the way has brought inner gifts of wisdom and awareness. The final step is to follow the path through the living maze and enter the heart of the World Tree, to become one with the wholeness of the universal mind. Nothing is hidden, and no misleading or cunning diversions are set to lead the unwary off the path. But to gain access to the tree, one must walk the path and complete the journey. The universal labyrinth has no dead ends or false routes, but leads on one wandering path from the entrance to the center, perhaps symbolizing the passage of the sun or guardian of souls of dead ancestors and spirits in their place of repose. It remains a pathway to the core of the mysteries, an easily recognized image of the human journey. Though the doorway at the base of the tree is clearly visible and nothing stops the traveler from directly approaching it, walking the labyrinth pathway is a ritual requiring patience and insight and enabling contemplation and meditation on the meaning of the journey. What may be found beyond the door is both individual and universal, for encompassed within the branches of the World Tree are the four seasons of the cycle of life. Through the restful healing of winter to the fertile freshness of spring, the power of joy in summer, and the wisdom of maturity in autumn, the cosmic light of universal understanding shines from the heart of the tree, creating a bridge to the source of all consciousness and life. The World Tree represents all individual life and all knowledge in one holographic field of consciousness, and paradoxically remains as one entity, whole and complete. This complex concept is not stranger than we think. It's stranger than we can think. So the reading points are that the universe and all its blessings are available to everyone who seeks knowledge and wisdom with a sincere heart. So the full moon this weekend is Leo, which rules the heart. So I guess the question that brings up is what are you seeking with a sincere heart? And then this goes on to say, on every level, the cosmos has a generous bounty and gives freely of its rich nourishment and fulfillment. No matter how long the journey of life may be, however many twists and turns the maze may offer us, in the end, if we persevere, we will reach a point of fulfillment. This may relate to material gain and wealth or to spiritual happiness and emotional security. But after the long process of learning responsibility and rebirth, it's now time to bathe in the light of renewal, attainment, and personal triumph. Breathe in the rich air, drink of the sweet water, and rejoice in the warming fire of the universal life force. So that sets the tone for this reading for the snow moon. And it really has felt like life has been full of twists and turns. And yet I like that it speaks that something is definitely coming to completion and something new is being born. And we had a Saturn-Pluto conjunction in the middle of January, early January. So that was a huge accumulation of an old cycle ending. So we're just now in this new cycle. And the energy's been really strong. So we have the strength of the light of the full moon approaching, and I just thought I would consult the cards. As I do on the lunar cycles. First card is Eight of Wands. It's interesting, I just did a reading for a friend with a different deck, and that was the first card I pulled for him too. So there is some new forward directional energy. Something new coming to life, coming to growth. Maybe a lighter feeling in the air. Followed by the Knight of Swords reversed. So perhaps maybe there's someone in your life that you don't know if you can quite trust, or maybe that's interfering with this new direction forward. And like, not maybe interfering in a bad way, just like distracting you from your true aim or directionality where you're trying to go. Maybe there is a male figure in your life whose world is upside down right now. They're not knowing how to actualize in a healthy way. And the next card is the Chariot. And so again, something really wants to move forward. I would say that, if you want to look at the cards, I put them in the back so when I keep pulling more cards there'll be room, but for the sake of sight. So there's this forward directional energy pointing kind of almost directly at this powerful force that is not upright. The knight on the white horse is backwards. That almost speaks for itself. And maybe this can either represent someone in your life, like a lover, a partner, a male figure, or it can also represent your internal masculine. So maybe you're unclear of how you want this energy. Like there's definitely energy moving forward, but how to utilize it might be compromised. Whether that's we've had a lot of Pisces energy at the moment, like with Venus and Mercury. Venus just went into Aries today, but Mercury in Pisces is I think reflective of maybe what's going on in this card, as far as just being the logic not being able to just go in the direction it wants. It's kind of got this like in the deep waters. And it was an Aquarius before that, which had this very, for me, and maybe the collective, breaking through some freedom. And that would be the air sign symbolized in the Knight of Swords. But the determination is like watered down right now. And then we have the Chariot card, which is also indicating motion. So it's interesting because we have these Eight of Wands pointing towards the center card, and then the Chariot riding inwards towards the center card. And I feel like this Chariot card is saying that whatever you aren't able to manifest just of your own will, offer it to the divine and let her carry you forward. And I'm getting the message that to remember to have trust and faith in order to move forward. And maybe even to have, remember to put faith in the divine love versus the knight on the white horse. It's like the idea of not making the person the end all be all, remembering what really is true to your heart, going back to that World card. And as far as the Chariot goes, it's like I'm just really feeling that's like the divine can do for you, like to remember to ask for help. So not only to remember to have faith and trust, which can be hard when things are in the dark and unknown, but that regardless of this center card, we will be carried. Like the Chariot can represent determination and willpower, but I'm reading it more as there's something more spiritual going on here that can assist with forward movement. And And the Eight of Wands, like 8 is the, can, represent the infinity symbol, which can also is found in the Leo strength card for the moon. And then this moon is going to be a snow moon. I guess February is the snow moon. And I don't know, it's interesting seeing that white snowy horse in that card. Ooh, the Empress came out next. I need to remember to hold the cards up so you can see them. So I'm reading this as just a Venusian energy that if we can tap into that sincerity of heart, this is going to blossom. And so really taking time to stop and pause or ask yourself, what is that? What is that for you? What is that for you right now? She's got this like emerald green flower right at the center of her heart. It's like so healing and beautiful. So I feel like there's some deeper healing happening at this moon and after that. And more of a flow, like coming into more of a flow with this composed energy. King of Pentacles reversed. So maybe you're a little worried about finances, or perhaps you're not sure how to actualize what you want in the material world, even though you have a strong idea of how you want it, of what it is and how you want to move forward. And it seems to be blessed by this Empress energy and growth and healing. And there's also the Chariot backing that up. Those are really strong cards. And then it's just interesting that there's this like reversal of masculine energy, both in thought and in the physical. Only this one is like wiser. So it's almost like there needs to be some deeper reflection. And maybe how things are playing out in your physical reality, or like a revision of how to move forward. We have the Page of Wands. Let me just show you that card. And then that's the Page. And so for that, that again just echoes there's a new beginning on the horizon. The Wanderer is ending one phase of life and beginning a new one. So in that card, it almost, it's like this Eight of Wands is pointing down to the Page of Wands, who's like looking out into the horizon. So using the imagination to envision or start this new journey into the unknown, like envisioning how we want to move forward. Okay, now we have the Six of Wands reversed. And again, a masculine figure on a white horse reversed. So if there's a relationship in question, or it almost seems like there's a connection that's not serving that inner feminine or just maybe personal evolution. And I'm not saying this is a guy, this is like masculine energy. So this can be internal masculine energy, like drive, force, or it could be someone. And then this like jumped out while I was talking. So I think that's a confirmation. The King of Swords. I said strong masculine energy, and this card jumped out. And in this card, he has a crow on his shoulder. And he is so composed. It's like whatever the Knight of Swords with the knife upside down in a reversal is struggling with. It's like towards the end of the month, going through this journey. There's going to be a self, like composure or maturity or just confidence that is gained and like taken back. Like we're going to be able to take back something that perhaps we had given away, whether that's some of ourself in a relationship that's not serving us, or our own inner authority. And like he's got these wise purple robes on, so I feel like that speaks to this like royal nature of claiming like sovereignty in that regards. And then how that the Six of Wands reversed is like a delay. Like you can see where you want to go with the Page of Wands, and you definitely know the direction, and you have the Chariot urging you forward. And the strong Empress overseeing this beautiful growth or dream. And then there's like strong reversals of masculine energy, and then the Six of Wands, I think, is speaking to a delay of that. And it's like maybe letting our ego make decisions, or just like neglecting what it is we need to be doing, or just kind of being led astray, maybe, like wanting that knight on the white horse and then getting more lost in that than how to move forward. But not to worry. There's a little animal bird. Perhaps this is going to be like a strong male figure in our life that helps move us forward. Kind of like divine inspiration, and then we have this strong Empress energy, and then this powerful King of Swords, kind of slicing through whatever's not working. And then, this little black crow to kind of symbolize a rebirth. And what else? That Six of Wands looks like he's looking at that King of Swords, like he's upside down, like almost like he's hanging on a jungle gym or something. And he's looking at the king and the crow's looking at him. But the king is just focused. There's just like a determination there. So whatever the delay is, it'll be overcome. And then we have the Death card. So I don't know that that's necessarily like the traditional something's got to die and be reborn. I also don't think it's negative. Like, I don't think it's necessarily death in the physical sense of loss. I see it more as like the wanderer has come to the end of something, and there is a death to what was. And there's this new beginning coming forward. And, a dear friend of mine always said that, like, even if what's coming is good, we still have to grieve the old. Like, there's always a process of letting go, and that I would just come back to the World card and remember that whatever labyrinth we're wandering through, whatever season we find ourselves in, that like it's about to be something really new is on the horizon. And so in that way, I would almost say the Death card is good, because it could be a death to obsessions, compulsions, addictions, whatever it is that's keeping us stuck. Instead of being able to find the forward direction. The death that leads to growth. So I'm going to go ahead and pull another layer of cards on this. That card wanted to fly out. So 5 of Wands. The Lovers reversed. The Sun reversed. The Empress reversed. The Nine of Pentacles. That Nine of Pentacles looks really pretty over that King of Swords in purple. 4 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. The Nine of Swords. And the Strength card reversed. So there's some friction, and I think the Lovers reversed on top of that Knight of Swords is just speaking to, it's really time to acknowledge if something isn't working anymore. That's causing your light to dim with the Sun reversed, the Empress reversed. Where you're not honoring your divine feminine, or where you're making excuses or little sacrifices, but that there's still abundance bound with the Nine of Pentacles. And the Four of Wands is a really positive card, so there's still something to celebrate, something's still being created despite this curious disharmony. And we have the Eight of Wands again. Something being woven into existence. Followed by the Nine of Swords, which in this card it looks like it's creating this rose. And then the Strength card reversed might be like a sort of faltering courage, shying away when we could step into the light. So I'm going to pull an Animal Spirit card. I'm still not getting a real clear read on this. Something's definitely coming to an end. There's something that wants to come to life. There's a strange energy delaying it and holding it back. But at the same time, there's great potential. For inner authority, both masculine and feminine. So perhaps I feel like that Knight of Swords reversed is really a troublesome card. So for the Animal Spirit card, it's birds, which I've been taking a strong interest in paying attention to birds in nature, and I'm trying to learn them all, and I've seen a few hawks just fly by that just take my breath away. I've never pulled this card before, so it's talking about the symbology is soul, divinity, liberation, creativity, and rebirth. And this card specifically speaks of wisdom between the earthly and spiritual realms. So from this reading, I'm just really getting the sense that perhaps February it's like lacking some light, you know, like when the sun hasn't come out for a few days. And, you know, where something's just not going right in a relationship. But the energy isn't stagnant, like it wants to move, it's ready to move. There's some kind of block. Maybe it would be wise to just meditate on what that block itself is. I think I just cut my finger shuffling. Oh my god. Anyways, I was trying to just pull a card. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Or I get cut by cards. I witness the dark and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to receive through the eyes of the teacher of love. My fearless freedom lights up the world. So don't lose your light, and keep coming back to what are you seeking in your heart in an authentic and sincere way. What wants to take flight, and how can we ask for some divine help in this direction forward and let go of what no longer wants to be just perpetuated, I guess, like what needs to die. And it's like winter's coming to the end in the northern hemisphere, so this all seems very appropriate for February. Even the color scheme. So I'm just seeing if there's anything else that wants to come through. I think that's gonna be complete. So may you be able to listen to your heart by the light of the moon, and move forward with grace. Thanks for tuning in.